Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Do you like bread? I love bread. I love home-baked bread. But what do I like more than home-baked bread? I love enriched, flavoured home-baked bread. So today I'm making cheesy sage and onion country-style bread. I'm making it with half white flour and half whole wheat flour. Obviously, for those of you who prefer to use just white flour, that's absolutely fine. So let's crack on with the rest of the ingredients. I've got 14 fluid ounces of water, that's 10 fluid ounces of tap water and 4 fluid ounces of boiling kettle water. We'll be needing a couple of tablespoons of grated Parmesan to sprinkle over the top of our loaf. In here, I've got 3/4 of a teaspoon of instant yeast. I've got a teaspoon and a half of salt. I've got a couple of good teaspoons of dried sage, and I've got about a teaspoon and a half of dried onion granules. Here, I've got either one large sliced onion or two small sliced onions. While the bread is resting, we're going to be frying these in some olive oil with some black pepper so that we can knead those into our bread. Did I say knead? I didn't mean knead, I meant fold, because this is a kneadless bread. There's no need to knead this bread. Excuse the pun. Okay, so without any further ado, I think it's time to make the dough. So I'm going to give our flours a little bit of a mix up with the spoon. Put the yeast there. I'm going to put our salt here. Give them another little bit of a mix up. In with the warm water. And all we need to do now is mix with a spoon. You can use your hands if you prefer, until we've got a ball of dough. Once our ball of dough is formed, sprinkle that with olive oil and cover it with film for 18 to 24 hours. In the meantime, let's fry the onions in some olive oil until they're just starting to brown, and then we can put them to one side to go cold. And 18 hours later, our dough has got some gorgeous bubbles in. It's fermented beautifully during that time. Let's turn it out onto a very, very well floured sheet of parchment paper, baking paper. I think we call it greaseproof as well here in the UK. Now you'll be able to see a close-up of exactly how the dough has behaved, and it comes out quite easily. Such a pleasure when it comes out all in one piece. So satisfying. Sprinkle it with a bit of extra flour. Now I'm going to form a circle of flat dough, almost the same size as my baking parchment. Once that's done, I'm going to evenly scatter my cold fried onions around the dough. And then I'm going to scatter my sage, followed by the onion granules. Now we're going to go all the way around the outside with little folds. The folds are about the same size as the width of my forefingers. Once you've covered that, and this is quite a satisfying experience too, as long as the flour stops it from sticking. Once you've covered that, you can do a second turn of folds. And if it does stick, you can always just throw in a little bit of extra flour, so that when you're forming your ball of dough, your final shape, it doesn't stick. And I'm just going to form it with my hands now into a round ball of dough. Then I'm going to pop it back on the paper. I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of olive oil, cover it with plastic wrap and leave it for 90 minutes. Then I'm going to pop the Dutch oven in the oven for half an hour, take it out. So 2 hours later, I'm now cutting the dough, sprinkle with a little bit of Parmesan after brushing with some egg white, and gently lower
the dough, grabbing the greaseproof paper with your hands into your piping hot Dutch oven. This Dutch oven's 50 years old, I don't bother washing it. Lid on, in the oven, 30 minutes exactly. And then take the lid off and close the oven door for a further 15 minutes. And how about that then? Look at that. It's boiling hot. So once it's cooled down, you can take it out. Look at that. It's such a wonderful piece of bread. It's about 2.5 to 3 pounds in weight. And it hasn't cost anywhere near what it would have cost in the shops. And once it's cool enough, you can cut it and see exactly what I'm talking about. Look at that. Doesn't do it justice. So that does it justice. Look at the onions. Look at that. It looks fantastic. Beautiful bread. And don't forget everyone, if you've enjoyed watching the video of this fabulous sage and onion bread, please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget, leave a comment. Don't forget to smash that like button. I'm going to get stuck into this bread. I'll see you guys very, very soon.